Pink lip gloss is a language that a lot of people can relate to. I realize that I'm known for really enjoying some unique shades of lip gloss, but I also love a good pink, and I would say that when it comes to really effortless day-to-day shades, there's a pink out there for everyone. And while I couldn't even begin to swatch all of the pink glosses that are out there on the market, I've tried a lot, including a ton of cult favorites. So let's go ahead and swatch and try them on. First, from Half Magic Beauty, we have Y2K Cherub. And Half Magic Beauty makes some absolutely stunning sparkly glosses. This is a baby pink and it has multicolored sparkles throughout. It's a comfortable formula and one that a lot of people enjoy. And I love the degree of sparkle that you get in this one. It's noticeable while not being completely overpowering. And here I am trying it on. I love how this looks with a really bold eye look. And I also love how icy this shade is while not washing me out. And next, from Half Magic Beauty, we have one of the new Crystal Butter lip balms. This is the shade Celebrity. Basically, these are really sparkly lip balms that have a good amount of pigment in them. They're very comfortable on the lips, and I think that when it comes to products like this, what I appreciate is, one, that you actually get pigment, and two, that the sparkle is comfortable to wear on the lips. Sparkly balms and lipsticks has definitely been trending, and I definitely feel like Half Magic has done it well. And next we have a shade from Isamaya Beauty. Isamaya Beauty makes one of the most beautiful lip gloss formulas that I've ever tried. This is the shade Ultraviolet. And on the lips, the pink in this shade is quite sheer, but the sparkles that it has in it are absolutely electric looking. I would say one of the downsides of this gloss is the price point. This is a $38 gloss, and while I think it's absolutely beautiful, it's hard for me to recommend it with my full chest because of the price point. That being said, if you love luxury makeup and a really cool aesthetic, I think Isamaya is a great brand. Next, we have a shade from Kiko Milano. Kiko Milano is a really popular brand, and I can see why these glosses have gone viral. This is the shade 48. Kiko Milano is extremely affordable. I think of them as being like similar price points to NYX, but a lot of the products really do feel luxury, and these lip glosses definitely fit into that category. I would describe this shade as being like a pearly pink with a very soft shimmer. And I do have a couple more shades to show from Kiko Milano. This is a shade that reminds me of the Half Magic one that I showed earlier, the Y2K Cherub. It's a sort of light baby pink that has a lot of sparkles throughout, but the sparkles in this one are more silver leaning than multicolored. They're also a lot finer than the ones in the Half Magic. Still very pretty, but not as obvious on the lips because they're finer. And next, also from Kiko Milano, we have the shade 49. This is one of their extra sparkly glosses, and these are often limited edition and come out around the holidays. They remind me a little bit of the fantasy glosses from Fenty. So think like Hot Chocolate Fantasy, Champ Stamp Fantasy. The sparkle is a lot more obvious, but still very comfortable on the lips. And these glosses from Kiko are considered their holographic glosses. Next, from MAC, we have one of their lip gloss formulas. This is the shade Nymphette, and I discovered this as part of the Ryan Destiny kit that came out last year. The lip combo that she came up with was absolutely stunning. This has a pink base with peachy golden shimmer throughout. MAC's lip gloss formula is one of the first that I've ever tried. One of the biggest complaints I hear about it is that it is a little bit sticky compared to some of the other formulas on the market. And next we have a few shades from NYX Cosmetics. NYX came out with shimmery butter glosses last year, and I just felt like this was such an incredible addition to their line. These lip glosses retail for $6, so the fact that you can get really pretty, fun, sparkly lip glosses at the drugstore is just incredible. And these shades are so pretty. This first shade that I'm swatching is called Dripped Out. It's a peachy pink shade, and it has golden leaning sparkles throughout. And next, also from NYX, we have another shade. This is a really bright fuchsia-based shade called She Got Money. This is extremely vibrant, and it has sort of lighter pink and silver-leaning sparkles throughout. And I absolutely love what this looks like on the lips. Like, this is a gloss that packs a punch. And the fact that you can get this for a $6 price point, I think is incredible. Next, we have a lip gloss from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This was made in collaboration with Taj, also known as Donnie Darkowitz. This is called Little Miss She Never Misses, and it's a very sheer baby pink gloss. This formula is incredibly shiny, and I love the way it makes my lips look. Just an absolutely beautiful formula, and Taj actually made a really beautiful deep brown lip liner as well, and it looks so beautiful topped over that lip liner. And next we have a lip oil balm from a brand called Saltaire. Saltaire is really a brand that makes very affordable yet high quality body care and lip care. This is the shade called Buff, and it's a really pretty deep peachy toned shade. I think the formula is nice and you get a good amount of pigment with it. It's intended to be, I think, a little bit of a dupe for the Summer Fridays formula. I want to mention it as being a good alternative to that formula because Summer Fridays is quite pricey. And now we have a gloss from Give Me Glow. Last year, Give Me Glow came out with some really incredible sparkly multi-chrome lip glosses. And to be honest with you, I think it's so incredibly smart for indie brands, especially ones that specialize in multi-chromes and special pigments, to make really fun lip glosses. I know they have to use different materials, but I feel like they're already ahead of the game when it comes to knowing and using really special pigments. This formula is technically a lip oil. It's incredibly comfortable, and as you can see from my lip swatch, they are incredibly sparkly. They're very comfortable on the lips, and they have a beautiful shift in them. So if you're looking for really fun and party lips, then this is a good option for you. Next, we have a lip gloss from Judy Doll. If you're not familiar with Judy Doll, they are a C Beauty brand that makes some really reliable and great products at a super affordable price point. This is one of their watery lip glosses in the shade 8, which is a beautiful kind of deep corally toned gloss. I also really love the metal applicator on this one. And this shade is a little bit bright on my skin tone, but I think it's so pretty. And now from Lethal Cosmetics, we have a new multi-chrome gloss. This is the shade Glitch. And this is a new formula for Lethal. It came out at the same time that they came out with holographic glosses as well. I found the texture of this gloss to actually be quite comfortable. The holographic ones were a little bit gritty for me. And this is a beautiful pink shade with a golden shift and golden sparkles throughout. I'm definitely really excited to see Lethal play around with really fun and interesting glosses and formulas in the future. And here's some labeled swatches of all of the shades that I've talked about in Try and Odd so far. I really love seeing what all of these shades look like swatched out. You get a great variety. Now we have a gloss from Dose of Colors, and Dose of Colors is one of the brands that I feel is very underrated. They make some great products, and I get on so well with the formulas. Their lip glosses are very opaque and very comfortable on the lips, and they have a great range of nude shades. This is the shade Made You Blush, and I would describe this as a mid-toned rosy mauve. On my skin tone, I would describe this as a really beautiful day-to-day nude shade, although it would be something that I could also wear with a deeper brown lip liner. And next from Fenty, we have a classic. I believe this was their very first gloss bomb shade that ever came out. This is the shade Fenty Glow. And this is definitely a shade that I'm glad has really stuck around. I would describe it as a deep pinky coral toned shade. And it has a very subtle hint of sparkle throughout, kind of like a grungy greenish gold tone sparkle. And trying this gloss on just reminds me of why this has remained such a classic. I think this shade is going to look good on a really wide range of skin tones, especially if you don't mind shades that have a slightly warm tone to them. And next we have Fenty's Fussy. This is another classic. This is a rose toned gloss, and it has silver leaning sparkles throughout that are overall pretty subtle. This is definitely a really beautiful and perfect nude tone gloss for a lot of different skin tones. I do really like it, although I think that on me, I do slightly prefer Riri because it has a little bit more depth, but this is really pretty as well. And next we have one of the Fenty Gloss Bomb Shimmer Sticks. This is the shade Flamingo Fling, and this was a totally new shade in the lineup. It's a really kind of beautiful, almost like Malibu Barbie pink, and it has multicolored sparkles throughout. I think a lot of people really love the Shimmer Sticks formula because you get a good amount of pigment with them, as you can see from me trying it on, and quite a bit of sparkle payoff as well. You do feel those sparkle particles just a little bit more than the original luminizer, but it's still very comfortable. And next we have another Shimmer Stick shade. This is the shade Fussy, and the tone of it is very similar to the original Gloss Bomb luminizer. In my opinion, what you pick is just going to be a matter of which formula you prefer. The Gloss Bomb Shimmer Stick form of Fussy, you are going to have multicolored sparkles, and the sparkles are going to be more obvious when you see it on the lips. And I'm not sure why, but I think that I prefer the way that the Gloss Bomb Shimmer Sticks in Fussy looks on me just a little bit more. Next, we have the shade Riri. This is in the original Gloss Bomb Luminizer lineup. This really is my perfect nude shade. You get a little bit more depth, which I think you can see in the swatch compared to Fussy. So I think that if you have medium to deeper skin tone, this is probably going to be your perfect nude. And the sparkles that you get in this one are pink leaning. So when it comes to the pink glosses from Fenty, Riri is definitely my own personal favorite. Next, also from Fenty, we have the Gloss Bomb Sticks. This is the original non-sparkly form, and this is the shade Riri. The tone of the shade is very similar to the original Gloss Bomb Luminizer in the shade Riri. You get a good amount of opacity with this formula, and if you like pigmented glosses that don't have sparkle, I think that this is a good option. My own personal favorite formula is the original Gloss Bomb Luminizer. That's just the formula that I find to be most comfortable on the lips, and I love that they're always coming out with interesting shades. And I actually have a whole video dedicated to Fenty Gloss Bomb, so make sure to check out the link above. Next from Romand, we have the shade Dim Mauve, and this is their Lasting Color Gloss formula. Romand is a K-beauty brand, and they have such incredible lip products. I'm actually going to be doing a dedicated video on Romand, testing out every single formula that they offer and just going through some of the differences between them. But I can't say enough good things about their lip products. And I personally love that they're also dipping into trying a lot more interesting shades too. Like they just came out with some black lip products recently. Just a brand that I'm really excited to see what else they come out with in the future. Next from Milk Makeup, we have one of their Odyssey lip oils, and this is in a very kind of light baby pink shade called Soul Search. I've talked about this formula quite a bit, and they have a lot of really interesting shades. Personally, on me and for my skin tone, this one isn't the most flattering, if I'm honest, but it did come in a little holiday kit, so I decided to go ahead and try it on and show you what it looks like. But I will say that I really enjoy the formula, and I love that they come out with interesting shades, and I'm always interested to see what else they're going to come out with in this line. Next from e.l.f., we have one of their lip oils. This is one of the glimmery ones that came out last year. This is the shade Divine Wine, and I think this formula is good if you're looking for just sort of a subtle tint and a very subtle sparkle. They also have some other really interesting shades like a blue one that I tried on in my blue gloss video as well. I think e.l.f. is coming out with some really fun and affordable lip products. I do want to mention that some people find the smell of this lip oil to be a little bit chemically, but personally it doesn't bother me. And then last but not least, we have a shade from Risky Beauty. Risky Beauty is a relatively new to me K-beauty brand, and their line doesn't have that many products yet, but they have some lip products, they have some eyeshadow palettes, and I think these glosses are so nice. They make your lips look really shiny, they're very gently plumping, and in general, I'm just really impressed with everything that I've tried from this brand so far. They're also a brand that really appeals to me because they have a really cool aesthetic. The packaging is cool, the theming is fun and more kind of alt beauty. And here's what the second set of glosses looks that I swatched and tried on. As I said before, I really do think that there's something here for everyone. And that's the end of my video. I can't believe I swatched and tried on that many pink glosses, but I really hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.